of all, we'd like to give all praises and highest honors to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Kodash. Shalom, Akim. It's the Grand Rapids camp. Basically, just doing a sit down, spirit, put it on my spirit the other day, basically going to the bride and the bridegroom, who they are and what it meant. And as I said in the video I did the other night, going into that understanding, you gotta watch the way you phrase things and bring understanding to these things, because they can use that as a reason to probably pervert the scriptures. Oh, that sounds like some gay shit. Isn't Yahawashi a man? And he trying to get married to other men, which is elect. Ain't that?
Yeah, you can imagine the side nigga and the black conscious woman trying to jump all on that.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Shaka almost already made a video talking about homo-gender relations in the Bible, which is completely blasphemy. But she definitely gonna be tasted that thermonuclear missiles for that shit.
Right. Shit, I see. Even if you make them to him, most high might take that nigga out in them camps, man. Or buy some fucked up, make them starve to death or something.
I mean, but we really don't need to do a no homo prelude.
No, right.
So,
right.
Let's just go ahead and jump right into it.
Right. So basically, in that bride and bridegroom, we just bring clarity as to what it means. Alright, because yes, it is for presented towards the elect. Alright, we have a various amount of scriptures to go into to bring, the understanding about through the Spirit, Yahawashi. Alright, we got that much scripture.
This is Isaiah chapter 49, verse 16. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hand, thy walls are continually before me. Thy children shall make haste, thy destroyers and they that made thee waste shall go forth of thee.
Right, so we on your Yahawashi's hands. Was it the stake driving those spikes driven through his hands and his feet? We written on, even before it came to be, we were written on Yahawashi's hands. Yahawashi's hands. They say that, we always, the whole world is in his hands. Remember that song? Alright, well, the world of Israel is. You can tell from them holes that he had in his hands. Okay.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
Yep.
The whole church song.
Yep. And they were talking about the world of Israel, or the nation of Israel.
He got the whole world. They sung that shit in school, I believe.
Yeah.
Choir too.
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. What did it say as well? The destroyer.
Thy children shall make haste, thy destroyers, and they that made thee waste shall go forth of thee.
Right, and to go before thee, or go away from thee, excuse me. Alright, because the destroyer is the so-called white man. Alright, 2/3 of our people as well, they fall on the line to that, because, at times they can be more wicked than the wicked, as the scripture states. And the destroyer is constantly destroying us as a nation. They kept our nationality away from us. Not only did they take our nationality away from us, they also oppress us in this current state that we in a way that we don't know how to respond outside of finding out our nationality. Because without that, we would fucking lose our mind and do some shit that either get you locked up or get you destroyed even faster in this kingdom, because you wouldn't have a hedge of protection.
Just going back to when a brother just said, we are in Yahawashi's hands. This is Colossians chapter 1, starting at verse 17. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. Like the constellation of the heavens, the elect already preordained since the foundation of the world, and everything, that's taking place right now is through, pretty much Yahawashi. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence.
Right.
That's why, he's the first and the last,
Yes, the first and the last, right. And since we're last in this kingdom, because we're last in this kingdom just by following the law, statutes, and commandments and going out and preaching this word. We're last. We're the minority in this place. even though our people are minority, we're the ones on the red list. Project Megiddo. Alright? Blacklisted and shit. Why? Because we see what's really going on, and we have a nationality, and we're trying to bring that to the hopeful elect of our people. That's a threat. So guess what? We're going to always be at the bottom.
It says, for it pleased the Father that in him should all fullness dwell. You know, so through us believing on Yahawashi, that's how we're going to receive the fullness thereof, receiving immortality and eternal life, you know. So
Spiritual powers.
yeah, spiritual powers.
They say knowledge is power.
And having made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile all things unto himself. By him I say, whether they be things in earth or things in heaven.
Right. So the Most High has everything, whether it be in this physical realm or the spiritual realm, is reconciled unto him.
Except the Most High himself.
Right.
You know?
And he's the one that sent them in the first place. So everything Yahawashi is for is where Yahawashi is established, because he's not an unprofitable servant. He's not going to be swayed here and there to and fro and have to come back and go
I'm
off.
very thankful that if we didn't send Yahawashi, we would have been destroyed. We would have got destroyed as a whole nation if we did not send Yahawashi to deliver us out.
Okay. I'm glad you said that. Go ahead, my spot.
Well, I had a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It says, and you that were sometime alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works, yet now hath he reconciled. You know, just like the brother said, without Yahawashi, we would have been destroyed as a whole nation, because the Most High wouldn't have preserved the whole remnant for his blood to be covering. You know,
Right.
for whose trespasses would not be imputed unto them, because they were sealed and to be conformed to the image of Yahawashi and was going to come back to him.
Right, then he said we was going to multiply like the grains of sand.
Right.
So they can't even, they kill 1, 2, 3 of us, 5 of us, they still can't count us. Because, like I said, they want to kill us. They want to know exactly how many of us it is in this world and finish us off, but they can't. They can't figure it out.
That's why
I put that blindness on them.
as far as 2/3, that's how they're gonna come back, is through the seed of the elect. You know? It says, in the body of his flesh through death, to present you holy and unblameable and unreprovable in his sight. If ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, whereof I Paul am made a minister.
Right. And even the Most High made the creatures to understand the natural cycle of life. You can't go outside that. They know that they only supposed to mate with women, females. Males supposed to mate with females. You know?
Like I always tell people, somebody just told me the other day, like how that sounded so knowledgeable. I don't know why, but I always tell them, like, look, how the fuck can 2 animals be smart enough to have sex with the opposite sex, and 2 human beings ain't smart enough to have sex with the opposite sex?
Right, right.
That tells you that the Lord got scared on everything. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know who was talking. I think
That was pretty much the point.
Go ahead, Mark.
Lift up thine eyes round about, and behold, all these gather themselves together, and come to thee. As I live, said Yahweh, thou shalt surely clothe thee with them all, as with an ornament, and bind them on thee as a bride doeth. For thy waist and thy...
Right. So that ornament for these nations that was coming, they're going to be an ornament unto us. All right? We say, ask and I will give the heathen as an inheritance, man. All right? That's our inheritance. That's something that's guaranteed to us. All right? Because it's just like decorating a crown with jewels, or a wedding dress with a garter and all that other shit that goes with it. I don't fucking know. Go ahead.
For thy waste and thy desolate places, and the land of thy destruction, shall even now be too narrow by reason of the inhabitants, and they that swallow thee up shall be far away.
Right, and that narrow, we in these narrow straits right now. Because right now we under heavy oppression. Going through a lot of fucked up shit. Trying to squeeze through a narrow passageway. I saw that on National Geographic where they go into those caves and they find the catacombs. They be going through it. They go to like some beautiful places. Don't get me wrong, but the shit they gotta go through to get there, water be up to here and shit. Boy, that'd make an average motherfucker go crazy. If they at any point in time they fucking batteries run out and they lights, ain't no light down there, man. You are fucking finished. That's how we feel in this kingdom, man. Because we are in the valley of the shadow of death. It is darkness here. We are outnumbered wholly. You know?
That's why, you know, pray that Yahawashi take not his Holy Spirit from us, you know?
Right.
Because once you lose that light and you know, get sent back into darkness with all these demons out in the world, man, that's worse than death right there. Because then you just in a dead state spiritually waiting for the missiles.
It's like getting bit by a zombie and shit. Now your ass you know you're gonna turn. It's like that point right when you get bit and you realize, damn, nigga, I'm gonna turn into a zombie. Ain't shit I can do, but I was apparently bit, and I know what happens in 30 minutes, motherfucker. Start getting fever and shit. Start throwing up, feeling like I'm dying, and then I'm going to go into cardiac arrest. I'm gonna be wake up as a fucking zombie, man. It's like losing this word and this truth. Cats that fall out the truth, they die in sections, just like the kingdom, gradually. Gradualism is what we were saying earlier, so far as what the Most High is into. You let things happen gradually, you don't just bring it out the clear blue all the time.
I'm sorry. So
No, you're all right.
Black men, so many black men has got bit by black women. They to the point they didn't turn gay and shit.
Yeah.
They went up gay and shit. They got
Hey, that
bit by
shit is
black
real.
women. You gotta think about it.
That's true.
You know, I'm just using the philosophy.
Yeah,
Like, shit.
no, that's true.
Man, how the fuck these fags like wake up like that one day and be like, damn, I'm gay. Or I just had sex with a man the night before. Why did I do that? You know, why I do this? I'm just thinking like, what could be going through their mind when they first do that shit?
Yeah,
like,
it's like killing your
could be
first
going through their
motherfucker.
mind.
The response
It's like
afterwards.
I might as well just be a dead zombie.
Right.
I woke up a zombie. I did that shit. I did an abominable act and woke up a zombie.
You gotta live with it.
Yep.
Matter of fact, the whole act was on video.
Yep.
So there's a video out here floating around, an amateur video of you doing some fucking abominable shit.
Just like that fucking celebrity. I forgot his name. Y'all
Was it a boxer?
I forgot. No, I think it was. I think it was a singer or a rapper or something.
With
Like,
Bobby Valentino?
Yeah,
Oh,
him.
that shit was that motherfucker.
You just said the name. I was
finished.
that motherfucker got caught with a man, a trainee, and his
That nigga
motherfucker
recorded 'cause
shit.
he
And the
wouldn't
trainee
pay him.
recorded everything, man.
He
I mean,
wouldn't
he
pay him,
kept trying
motherfucker.
to hide his face and shit. Can't hide
That
face.
nigga didn't have his pants on. He ran around the corner. got his
He was
pants.
running like that's what makes
He
you
had
a
a
suspect
t-shirt and
right
pants.
there.
Yeah, he ran up
You
the
running,
hallway.
you ain't got no
At the
fucking
hotel.
pants on. You running back and forth through the room and shit, trying to cover your face like.
Yeah.
And then you done took the motherfucking thing off your face. I guess you done got mad enough to
Right,
say,
he tried
fuck
to
it.
grab the camera.
Yeah.
And
He
then-
just got mad enough to come right to the camera and
Yeah.
try to grab it. The fact it wasn't giving that motherfucker
Nope.
up. And then this motherfucker just walking down the hallway looking stupid
No,
as
he
fuck.
took off running down that
Well,
hallway.
then, something. It was
he
just.
started recording. That nigga ran down
I was
that
just like,
hallway.
man, what the? I wonder what was going through that motherfucker's mind when he did that.
Oh,
shit.
he had to feel like
He done got
everybody
bit by a
knew.
black woman.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid these bites.
Them zombies, man. But that's what happens when you associate
I'm
yourself
sorry,
with
we'll
them.
get back
If you
on
hang
the
around
subject.
some zombies long enough, you're gonna eventually get bit.
Yeah.
That's why you don't hang around them because those people have an influence on you.
For thy waste and thy desolate places in the land of thy destruction shall even now be too narrow by reason of the inhabitants, and they that swallow thee up shall be far away. The children which thou shalt have after thou hast lost the other shall say again in thine ears, the place is too straight for me, give place to me that I may dwell.
Right. And it says that when you have lost one, the other will say, right? Well, if you look at reincarnation, going through our history, man, we've lost children. We've had children in our past lives, man. So, fast forward into now, for us to have children in this life, they basically, like I made the comparison to my children. They asked me, sometimes they say, when's Yahawashi coming back? I have to explain to them, You know, Yahawashi is coming back in your time. It's not gonna be something that you just see like, oh, I'm a teenager now. No, it's gonna be in your time.
Yeah.
We can know that because the different birth signs. The woman's going through those heavy contractions, and they so spread apart by only like the shorter those the minutes give between each contraction shows you that she's further to conceiving this receiving this child. It's going to be pushed forth very soon. That's why they always time the contractions. And these prophecies are the contractions. The prophecies are a sign of the contractions. And the actual living out of it and the birth pains and the shit that happens in society is the actual birth pains or the contractions themselves. Go ahead, bro.
Then shalt thou say in thine heart, who hath begotten me these, seeing I have lost my children and am desolate, a captive, and removing to and fro.
Right. We've been removed to and fro.
That sounds just like slavery to me.
Yes, exactly. But we've been removed to and fro out of our home since we left our homeland.
Since the Lord put that curse on us, they came and took us on the Atlantic slave ship, Atlantic slave trade ships.
Right.
That's exactly what we did. We lost children, and we was moving to and fro.
Right.
You know.
Even in the Babylonian captivity too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. And then we in the daughter of Babylonian captivity now, and all of us as a nation, from Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, we've all been.
You know, these white motherfuckers that took it too far because they used to hang us on trees all the time. And you're not supposed to let a body hang on a tree 24 hours.
No, you're supposed to bury them.
You're supposed to bury them before the night is up.
Right.
Yeah. But white people, they would let us sit there for days till our bodies just look rotten.
Right.
Rotten out.
Yeah, that's strange food.
That's why this land is so cursed right now.
Who was that, Billie Holiday, that strange food song? Yeah, that's what that was. They ain't talking about some old ass apples and shit. Man.
And who hath bought of these? Behold, I was left alone. These, where had they been?
Because you're like, man, I got these children. What am I supposed to do, Most High? Praying to the Most High, trying to figure out how you're supposed to handle this. Go about it. You know, we in the land of our captors. So we asking, what are these? I mean, hey, I got children, but I don't have a way to provide for them without you.
Thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles and set up my standard to the people, and they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders.
Now, the confusion came when I looked up this word. It said Gentiles in the Hebrew went to Goyim. Now, for my understanding of Goyim, from the definition, it was nations outside of Israel, right? If you're familiar with reading that Goyim word, here it's used by those heathens. And then it also gave it the comparison onto, what does it say, to the Hellenists. So the comparison in Hebrew, and then they broke, because we know Hellenist, or the Hellenista, are the dispersed. We know that they are of Israel, and we know that they are those that took on the Greek culture, even though that they were Israelite bloodline, lineage, so to speak. So, in that general statement, is a double-edged sword, because you'll have 2/3 of our people, well, excuse me, you'll have many of our people that spread around the globe at this point in time coming back together. Why are we gathered under the banner of this truth? And who's going to bring us forward in these times to come? Hey, and the day that the Most High exalts us is going to be our enemies. They're going to be our servants again as they go into slaughter.
And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to the earth. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth.
Right, so when Yahawashi comes back and bring all nations that have rulership out of power, those are going to be the kings that are going to be our ministers, basically that they're going to serve us.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's basically talking about, as I said, when the Lord moves, then he's going to have them, they're going to be carrying our children and having our daughters on their shoulder, because they're going to be our servants.
Right.
That's basically what he's explaining in so many words. So basically in that in those scriptures, it's talking about Goyim, it's talking about the heathen nations.
Right.
Because our people, Hey, a
It's the
doorman
same
is going to
thing.
be a rich man. Is going to be richer than any man in this kingdom. So
all I
our
can-
people, huh?
I'm sorry, Shalaki. All I can think about is the blackface.
Mm-hmm.
Blackface, black dude back in the day trying to please the white man with the big lips and the
Yeah.
black, dark face
Yeah,
or whatever.
Mr. Popo,
That's
look.
that's what white people didn't realize, is that they're looking at themselves because they're gonna be in that state too.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of them, it's gonna be a white face and black people trying to please. I mean, white people trying to please black kids and well, I
Edomite's
put
gonna be
Israelite
trying
kids.
Edomite's going to be trying to please our kids. They're going to be our children's plaything.
Right.
Like
You
how
know,
they
you
had
white
our
bitches being the new mammies.
Right.
Right.
Bitch is going to be the new man.
Get your black fat rat ass out here.
Get your fat red ass in here. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna have it in order and shit. Cause any rare beauty of Esau or the other nations, hey, them bitches gonna already be in concubine status. Hey, and we ain't even gonna play with the shit.
Hey,
We ain't gonna be trying to please our wives and not fuck them. We are definitely gonna fuck them.
And they gonna know about it.
They gonna know about
fine with
it,
the
and
shit.
they gonna be fine with it, and they gonna be in order.
Yeah.
And these other nations, these heathens, is I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna have an Edomite in my castle. But these heathens that are rulers right now, they're gonna be the ones taking care of our children. They're gonna be our children's plaything. You know,
Like how they had it on, where they had the leash around, what was that, on Goodbye Uncle Tom?
Con,
The girl had a
con,
rope.
con.
When my children saw that scene, they was just like, damn.
Yup.
I made
But
my
that-
children watch that movie, and when they saw that scene, they was like, they looked at me like,
Yeah, you gotta remember that we went through this shit, you know. So the Lord is gonna put them through that shit, except for in that scene, it was a little Edomite bitch with a rope around the black bitch. It's gonna be a little Israelite child with a rope around a grown ass Edomite's neck or a grown ass heathen's neck, man.
I mean, growing up, you know, when we was when we was in school, like elementary school, growing up, like shit, first, second grade or whatever, third grade, one of them, shit, I remember they showed us a movie, and it was a slave movie. And they was doing us like that, and I seen that when I was a kid, like, you know, like the second or third grade, like, when they started showing us slavery movies, and, you know, I'm seeing black people getting their ass kicked, left and right, all over the place, being done wrong, and by me being a little kid, it made me afraid of them, like, damn, like, you know, fucking with white people, like,
that was
yeah, you gonna fuck with these
that was
this color
the
people.
indoctrination right there. They show us
Man,
slavery
they show
movies.
they don't show it these days, but
Yeah.
they showed back then. They kept us indoctrinated,
Right,
man.
they
'Cause I still
showed
remember
it
that.
back then to keep us in fear of the
Yeah.
Edomite race.
well, because they enjoyed, like, when I sat in class, them crackers enjoyed that shit.
Yeah, because you see, white
They
white
felt
kids all
superior.
into it, like,
Yeah.
and black
Yeah.
kids, I'm looking like,
Nigger, calling them niggers and
right.
hitting them. And,
like,
Right,
they
right,
just got to the point where I just wanted to be their friend. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
I'm
first
trying
saw
to
that, I was
just be
fucking
cool
pissed.
with them because
Right.
the slave movie I seen, you know, it's like they're gonna kill us if we if we
Right,
get into a
but
fight
that's
with
it.
them or anything. Like,
Right.
I mean,
But
that's how I was
that's
thinking when I was a kid.
Because
Yeah.
that's in the mind of a child, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But as we got older and that fear dissipated because of the will of the Lord, then we got angry.
Yep.
And so basically their indoctrination backfired. So they stopped doing it slowly but surely. But they found a new indoctrination, which they call the transgender LGBTQP movement. You know, now they trying to make everybody into fucking fags and transgenders and shit. Because, you know, they couldn't destroy us with showing images of what they did to our people, because later on in life it backfired on them.
Well, that's
You know,
definitely
they found they couldn't call us nigger no more.
You know, it goes back to that old saying: "What is the devil gonna do? What is the devil gonna do when it's time for him to be put to death? Guess what? He's gonna
Yeah.
take many motherfuckers with him as he can,
Yeah,
and
that's what
especially
the
the children of
devil's gonna do.
Israel. He already
Yeah.
got 2/3 of our people. That's actually a lot of our people.
That's the majority.
That's 2 slices of pie. There's only 3 slices of pies in the whole pie. And that's 2 slices gone. Only 1 slice left.
You know what, the so-called white man is the original kamikaze suicide bomber in the first place. Go ahead.
And lick up the dust of thy feet, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me.
Alright, we're not gonna be ashamed.
Right, the elect.
Alright.
the bride, man.
We're looking forward to Esau and these other nations bowing down at our feet. And for the Most High to actually glorify the nation of Israel.
The Lord had to prepare us to even. There's no way that we can just not believe in something like that, and then all of a sudden it happened one day, and we've been indoctrinated all these years as a kid with all these fucking movies that these aliens supposed to be coming back and killing us, or they're gonna come kill us and all this shit, you know. So they actually want us to fight against the Most High, but the Most High took that spirit right off of us, man. Like shit, man. Nah, they fucking hit. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's why we used to sing about them in hardcore slavery. You know that song, "Kumbaya" or "Swing Low, Sweet Cherry."
Yeah.
She'll be coming around the mountain.
Shall the prey be taken from the mighty, or the lawful captive delivered? But thus said Yahweh, even the captives of the mighty shall be taken away, and the prey of the terrible shall be delivered. For I will contend with him that contended with thee, and I will save thy children.
Right, because the Most High had to set up to where these devils ain't getting out of that. They are going to be prey. Like he made a comparison, where it's the right when the prey, the predator's going to grab the prey, they get delivered at the last minute. Like no. The motherfucking lion is gonna pounce on your ass, and ain't nobody gonna save you. Nobody came to save us. Matter of fact, Deuteronomy 28 to 68, no man shall buy it.
Right, you know what I mean? And then prayed their ass off, and they was getting ready to be hung to by a tree, or burnt on a tree.
Alive and shit.
You know, you tied up to a tree, and they finna burn you alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Man, that's a horrible death, man. Horrible. When they cut Emmett Till's dick off, put it in his mouth, made sure he was still alive, and then drowned him. Like, it's horrible, man. Like, they did us horrible, man. Like, they used to take them. I'm glad that Django movie came out, because it shows some of the horrors they used to do. They used to bury coffins halfway in the ground and make us sit in that bitch for 10, 15 fucking hours in a blazing hot sun if we, tried to escape or anything. And shit like that. Like, the thing, it's easy for somebody to tell you some shit like that, but when you see it, that makes it a whole different story, man.
It makes you angry.
Yeah, right.
I mean, when I started seeing those in school, I was like, man, I don't even want to look at a cracker right now. Rest of the day, I'm like, man, I'm on edge, motherfucker. I'm ready to go in.
I ain't gonna lie, they indoctrinate you where you don't hate them. I mean, I didn't hate them.
No, you get over it. It makes it so
you get over it, but at the same time, then you start having crackers as friends and shit. We had crackers because why you got them as friends? Be real with you, because these motherfuckers had the most shit compared to black people. You know what I'm saying? Their house looked like a fucking, even a regular house looked like a fucking mansion compared to your shit. You know what I'm saying? Then he or she, they got the most shit. Like everything that you can dream of as a kid, having every type of toy or whatever, they got it.
That's why I was cool with Edomites too. They had all the action figures and shit.
They had everything.
Play sets and shit, and all the G.I. Joes and the Ninja Turtles. I used to get cool with them so I can go snag one and shit.
I ain't gonna lie, I used to be mad as shit. They get to go to McDonald's at least 2 or 3 times a month.
Oh, shit.
Back then, kids, we grew up on them commercials. Like, I used to always want to go to McDonald's as a kid.
Right.
I never not knowing that,
I get no goddamn boy. You better shut the fuck up and eat some of these damn beans. When these salmon patties, motherfucker.
Which is way better for you.
Right.
And I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh, and they shall be drunken with their own blood as with sweet wine, and all flesh shall know that I, Yahweh, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer and the mighty one of Jacob.
So when all hell does break loose, you're guaranteed that a lot of these devils are going to be cannibals. The Lord said he's going to feed them with their own flesh. And of course, they're going to
mix
drink
with wine.
their own blood. Yep, mixed with wine. It's going to be a great destruction of their of this land, man. And a lot of Edomites is going to turn cannibal like right away, man.
I see how these motherfuckers, when you on the border of thirst, you want anything away.
Look at the
drink
Walking
blood.
Dead. Look at that movie or the series, The Walking Dead. They found, you're gonna have many groups out there that's You gonna think it's a regular motherfucking people, you know, they gonna act regular, they gonna act like regular people, but they ain't nothing but cannibals. All they meeting shit ain't nothing but people. And they just trying to lure your ass in and get you as an appetizer.
Alexander, I forgot the name of that town. Shit, yeah, they had them come to.
Not Alexandria,
no,
it was right before Alexandria.
Yeah, it was in.
I forgot it was a crazy ass white, some Edomites.
Yeah, they
eating
fucking them
people and shit. They
take all your weapons and shit when you come in.
They making you think like, you know, they just trying to be cool with you. You just want to be safe. We don't want you bringing weapons in to kill any of us. But then y'all motherfuckers luring motherfuckers in there to eat them.
Yeah.
So Edomites can't be trusted.
What was it, The Road?
Yep.
Yeah, the road where they had all them people in the basement and shit. Malnutrition and shit.
Eli. Book of Eli.
The Book of Eli.
Rustle up some meat.
Well, I know. Who was that? Ariaga or
chopping ass meat off.
I mean, since I
putting it over fire.
I think it was Ariaga or Yamarika showed me a video like either earlier this year or late last year. They showed what the dude was eating. The dude he started with the dude's ear first. That's how hungry they was. How can you get that hungry to want to eat another human being?
Yeah. I don't even want to know, man. I hope we don't even have to feel that, man.
The Lord already said his servants shall eat. So we ain't gonna have to go through that. You know, you men would have faith, you know. Ain't gonna have to go through that. But the people around us, the 2/3 are gonna have to go through it, and definitely the other nations gonna go through it. You know?
Let's see. Go ahead.
Isaiah.
Man, if you ain't in the truth, if you ain't of the faith of Yahawashi, you know, don't come near us in that fucking way. You're liable to fucking just kill us.
Yeah. And really, you can stay the fuck away from us right now.
Right.
Hey, we don't fuck with you now. We definitely don't want to fuck with you. That day, it's just gonna mean we might have to kill this motherfucker right now.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, we probably gonna have to kill this motherfucker.
I just want to listen to y'all message. I'm ready to listen to y'all message.
Nah, nigga, you trying to play us and shit.
Like certain niggas that do the cherry picking. Oh, I'm gonna learn a little from here and a little from here.
No, but you got these certain niggas that set you up for Esau.
Yeah.
Esau want to know where they at. So they got these Uncle Toms that'll come and find you, search you out, make it like they trying to be cool with you and shit. They reporting back to Esau and shit.
Yeah. So in that day, I mean, right, if you can't get the truth right now, it's a wrap.
Only want you to be around this nigga.
This is Isaiah 62, and I'm going to start at 1. For Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest, until righteousness thereof go forth as brightness, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth. And the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness, and all kings thy glory, and thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of Yahweh shall name.
Right. That new name is the elect. You are now of the elect. Welcome. So we all, you know, you stop and think about it like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. All of them got the golden ticket, but not everybody. Charlie was the only one in the end to get the inheritance.
And thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of Yahweh, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy power. Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate, but thou shalt be called Hephzibah, and thy land Beulah. For Yahweh delighteth in thee, and thy land shall be married. For as
so he delighted in us, and the other name is it being married, or you will be married.
Yeah. And for as a young man marrieth a virgin,
Bathwala, like that
Beulah, Bathwala.
Nah, actually that's Ayalama in Isaiah 7:14. Bathwala, like is, I think that's the actual one for virgin.
Yeah, that's the one for virgin. For as a young man marrieth a virgin, so shall thy sons marry thee. And as a bridegroom rejoices over the bride, so shall thy power rejoice over thee.
Right, Yahawashi is rejoicing over his elect. What was that? We were listening to the elders earlier, and the scripture they brought out saying in the sense of, in the sense of the Most High. Well, let's just get back to it because I had a brain fart on that. Spirit took that away.
Right.
But yeah, the Most High is going, or Yahawashi is going to delight in his bride, so to speak.
Someone asked a question.
What's his question?
Is Steven Anderson a Jake?
I don't know. He might be. Stephen Anderson is this Edomite-looking preacher who basically be cussing motherfuckers out. He teach somewhat of the truth, but he's passionate about what he teaches.
He's like the what's his name? He's like the
he's like the Phelps.
The Phelps.
Yeah. He's got kicked out of several different countries. I don't know if he's an Israelite or not, but he might. He got that passionate spirit about the truth. So
and he be telling
he very
motherfuckers
well
that
could be a confusion of faith.
he be like, these motherfuckers eating that swine gonna die. Motherfuckers motherfuckers that's gay. Yeah, that's doing abominable acts gonna die.
Yeah,
he be telling them, he
so
be telling them,
passionately.
right.
Okay, so this person said that
they kick them out of their countries.
this person said that Tahar said that guy's parents were confirmed to be Edomites. He's asking, is Tahar going off on that?
Tahar got a deep spirit.
Yeah.
So if that man thinks that Stephen Anderson may be a Jake, I agree with him.
Yeah.
But that man he's proven his wisdom time and time again. So that man, Apostle Tahar,
he might be an Edomite. He found his.
No, he was found to be, his parents were found to be Edomites.
But guess what? His parents could actually be confusion of faces on their father's side.
Right.
So who knows? Because that dude, Stephen Anderson, got a passionate spirit about the scriptures.
Right.
So
that's really going to come down to, see, everybody got a passionate spirit right now. We're coming into the days of persecution.
Right.
So that's the time it's really going to tell.
And plus the truth is, we don't claim to know everything.
Right.
You know? I mean, we those are certain questions that really only the Lord knows. You know what I'm saying? We don't claim to know everything.
We don't get caught up in the vain genealogy.
Right, because the scripture says test the spirit by the spirit. That's why the brother's feeling the way he's feeling. That's why our elder feel the way he feels. Because his spirit is showing Israelite. So ain't no Edomites finna be preaching like that.
Because what did he say?
Anyways.
Jake has a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So he's showing zeal about them scriptures, man. That's why you do gotta understand them confusion of faces, man. That's a big thing. And a lot of the confusion of face brothers put up videos, am I a black Hebrew Israelite? Because they look like the other nations, man. So that confusion of faces is real. Go ahead.
You know, just because the Most High is going to make it manifest once all of this plays out. And that mixed multitude, you're going to have Israelites that look like the other nations. That's why we say this is not a thing based on the color, but it says the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. That means if your seed goes back to Israel, despite whatever nation you may be dispersed in or whatever you may look like, if you're an Israelite, you're an Israelite at the end of the day. Because we've been going through this, you know, since we've been dispersed throughout the four corners of the earth for thousands of years, going back since the Babylonian, Persian medial captivity, the Greeks and the Roman Empire, all the way up to now. You know, all of us can be classified as Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, pretty much, you know, that's when the Most High is going to make it manifest, as I'm about to read here, at the end of the world, at the end of this age. You know, this is Matthew 13:36. Then Yahawashi sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field.
Start up at
24.
Yep. Just get the whole thing. Yep.
All right. This is Matthew 13:24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. Now, the tares among the wheat actually represents, the wheat represents, you know, the nation of Israel. And then first and foremost, those of the elect. You can read about that in Amos, the 9th chapter, where it said he will set the house of Israel and gather the wheat into his barn.
Okay, so this guy asked another question. His name is Jesus is the World. He asked, it's like he basically asked, Tahar said that the world, like this world, would end in 2000. He's saying, was he wrong about that?
ain't entertaining.
Yeah, we ain't getting into all that.
That's
Yeah,
these
if
dumb
you got
idiots.
those
These
questions,
them
don't
dumb
ask-
idiots they ain't not even here to learn.
Don't
They're just
ask
here to
us
scoff
what
and
another
bullshit
man
around.
said, bro.
So don't answer none of them
We don't
questions.
get off in the
But yeah,
debate
let's
about what
finish
other
this.
men
Yeah,
have
we
said.
just gonna finish
All right,
this.
as far as the whole confusion
we
we're facing,
yeah,
we're going to get back on the topic of
Right.
the nation of Israel being a bride to Yahawashi.
But honestly, because, you know, Jesus is the word, we already know that you're a scoffer anyway. And you just going to keep asking dumb questions that you've been answered before by the apostles and the other men. So we're not going to entertain your BS. But we're going to answer this question, and we're going to get back to the topic. Go ahead,
All right, it says, but while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. When did this really take place? When the Spanish conquistadors came over and conquered the 10 tribes who was already over here before the pre-Columbian era. They slaughtered off the men and raped a lot of their women. So therefore their seed got mixed in with the 10 tribes. And then when they brought Judah, Benjamin, and Levi over here from the western parts of Africa, they raped a lot of our women. So therefore you have Edomites who pretty much look like Israelites within our nation. But then you got Israelites that pretty much look like these other nations, you know, wherever we disperse, because we got with their women. All right? It says, but when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also.
Let me quickly quote this real quick. 2 Timothy 2 and 3. But foolish and unlearned questions avoid, knowing that they do gender strife. That's why I said that about Jesus is the word. You know, because that's all that is foolish and unlearned questions to gender some strife and basically throw off what we're teaching. So that's why I did that. So like, yeah, go ahead with your points.
All right, it says, so the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in the field? For whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, an enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? All right, so the angel is pretty much, you know what I'm saying, like, look, Esau them pretty much mingled his seed amongst the children of Israel. Would you rather us go uproot them now, so that way, you know, we can gather, you know, the actual Israelites?
The one that's asking is actually a servant of the Lord, not the angels, because the reapers are the angels.
All right.
But the servant said, should we go and gather them up? Go ahead,
But he said, nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with
right,
them.
because we don't know the difference between the tares and the wheat. So, you know, we'll be thinking that somebody is an Israelite, or thinking somebody is a tare and he's actually an Israelite, and thinking somebody is an Israelite and he's actually a tare. You know, because we can't discern the difference 100%. Go ahead,
Let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers,
the angels,
gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn.
So the angels, the Lord is going to send for the angels to gather the tares and to burn them, and the wheat into the barn, because we can't tell 100%, but the angels can tell 100%, you know. So we can't just be like, oh, this person ain't an Israelite or this person is an Israelite, because we don't know for sure, you know. We can speculate, we can discern a spirit, but guess what? We can still also be wrong. Mm-hmm. Now, some men, such as Apostle Tahar, who's had his discernment exercised many times over, hey, his discernment is better than most people's discernment. His discernment is better than ours. So, I mean, you can't compare a 10-year-old to a 30-year-old, that's for sure. You know? So, his discernment is better than most. So, if he believes that Steve Anderson may be an Israelite, hey, I concur, you know?
Scrolling down to verse 37. He answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom, which represents Israel. Mm-hmm. But the tares are the children of the wicked. The enemy that sowed them, I mean, one common example you can use, you know, Bill Clinton, you know, he had a black bitch who was one of his whores, basically. and he got an illegitimate son with him, But that, and you look him up, that guy would actually look similar to a Jake, because he got light skin and all that. It says, the enemy that sowed them is the devil, the harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this age.
Right. And what Yahawashi said was, no, let them grow together, and let the reapers handle that at the end of the harvest, man. So hey, even if there are amongst our ranks wicked ones, hey, the angels gonna take care of that anyway. Lest we
really be. It's not for you. Just follow the. If that was the case, just follow the truth.
Right.
All of that other shit, it really don't fucking matter. Cause that's not. What is that? What would do if he is a Jake?
Right.
How is that for your salvation and shit?
Right. And as far,
that's why I say these idiots ask certain questions just to try to prove our elder wrong, or they trying to get us to try to prove our elder. They try shit like that.
Yeah.
Because that's like
they're trying to gender stripes, and it's like, man, honestly, we've already been through this. I can explain the year 2000 thing because I already know that. I didn't seen it. We didn't have questions on the shit, but it's like all it's gonna do is we gonna go through another conversation that you ain't gonna believe,
right.
And we ain't trying to prove it to you.
Right.
And you know what? As far as Jesus is the word go, hey man, don't listen to us no more.
2000.
Just go somewhere else. We don't care no more about you Christians. We don't care no more.
They say they call Jesus is the turd.
Yeah,
Jesus is the word.
Because most of these motherfuckers wouldn't even be in the truth. A lot of motherfuckers would never came in the truth if they hadn't heard the fact that the Lord was coming back soon.
Well,
The Lord was coming back soon. Like it's a lot of motherfuckers. That's the only reason they're in the truth. They thought that this bitch was gonna end soon. Like when I say soon, within like another few months, maybe a year or two or whatever. But at the longest, a couple of years. That's how a lot of people felt, and that's why. I'm gonna be honest. That's how Yakanai felt.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you like this. As far as you Christians go, we are not trying to prove anything to you.
Nothing.
Go to your doctrine. Believe Jesus is the word. Believe God is going to save everybody. We don't care. We're not trying to convince you.
Right.
We are not trying to convince you. We are fishing for the elect, which is a remnant, a small number, 144,000 and 1/3. You can have the 2/3. You can have the numbers. You can have all of those that believe that Jesus is the word, man. You can have all of that, man. We're not trying to convince you Christians no more. Understand that. We're not trying to debate you. We do not care about you no more,
For many will come in my name and say, I am anointed and shall deceive many. You Christians fulfilled that.
Come.
There's many of y'all still trying to spread y'all democracy all over the world. That's why all these Christians are as Democrats.
Well, democracy just allowed them to spread.
That's all they are as Democrats.
Yeah, like we're not trying to convince you Christians no more. Either you're gonna get it or you're not. We at the end of this thing, man. The Lord is gonna destroy this thing. Yahawashi is coming back real soon, man. That's all we gonna keep on saying until he comes back and destroys this.
Ain't gonna be no more giving out dates or nothing. Ain't gonna be no more giving out dates or nothing.
Yeah.
Because the scriptures tell us that only the Heavenly Father knows. So therefore, we're not worried about a date. We in this thing to die in it if we have to. You know what I'm saying? So fuck the what date he coming back or whatever. We ain't giving you no fucking dates on it, man. Yahawashi tried to give us no dates, so we can't give you no dates. So don't ask stupid questions.
This is 2 Ezra 8 and 39. But I will rejoice over the disposition of the righteous, and I will remember also their pilgrimage and the salvation and reward that they shall have. Right, because we out here seeking after a reward. I'm worried about how to get to my reward and what's that gonna be. I ain't worried about if another man is this or that. I don't give a fuck.
Stop built.
Right.
Stop built.
Fuck off.
It's not storage of Jake, nigga. Oh,
Fuck off. It says, like as I have spoken now, so shall it come to pass. For as the husbandman soweth much seed upon the ground, and planteth many trees, and yet the thing that is sown good in his season cometh not up, neither doeth all that is planted take root. Because everybody is called. Not everybody is gonna take root and grow up. Right? And the seed of the parable of
the sower that sowed went forth to sow the word, and some fell on stony ground, and some fell on, that good ground.
Right.
With those that received this truth, and this truth brought forth fruit within them, that would be classified those that this word was sown in, that was that good ground.
Planted that took root. Yep. That is planted take root. Even so, it is of them that are sown in the world. They shall not all be saved. So fuck what everybody else is worried. I'm trying to worry about my own salvation and fear and trembling. Because I answered then and said, if I have found grace, let me speak. Like as the husbandman seedeth, and Yahawashi once again is the husbandman. As the husbandman's seed perisheth, if it come not up and receive not thy rain in due season, or if there come too much rain and corrupt it. Ain't no telling how this is going to go. Either it's going to take root, you're going to receive it. Even if it take root, it can be uprooted, man. You can do 15 years on this truth and be uprooted.
What's that old saying they used to use? I know our young probably heard it too. Was Mariah Carey white or black? Come on, man. Now tell me the truth.
Oh, hey, that's a...
That to me, that's like, even if she was white or black,
right?
Whichever one of y'all white, what profit is it going to benefit y'all knowing that she's white or black?
Right. It's Tia and Tamara Israelite women.
Right. It's just nothing.
Who gives a fuck?
Who gives a fuck about stupid, dumb shit that don't profit nothing?
Are you fucking the bitch? Is that your bitch?
No.
Right.
Is that it?
Right. That don't even make no goddamn sense to me. I don't give a fuck about the next motherfucker like doing shit like that. It says, they shall not all be saved. Right. Only the elect is going to be saved. Like as the husbandman's seed perishes, if it come not up and receive not rain, slack it. So let me jump down to 44. Even so perishes man also, which is formed with thy hands. And it is called, and it's called thine own image, because thou art like unto him, for whose sake thou hast made all things, and likened him unto the husbandman's seed. And the husbandman's seed, Yahawashi looks like his father. It said, "You have seen me, you have seen the Father." Yahawashi looks like the Heavenly Father. So in return, his people are going to look similar to him. And then you have some of the confusion faces that aren't. Well, understand that in the day of salvation, we all gonna look like how we supposed to look. We're supposed to be bodies.
I got Matthew 22.
For we have borne the image of the earthly, and we shall born the image of the heavenly. And plus, these physical bodies that we have right now, which are corruptible, can't enter into the kingdom except they be changed. All right. So. Pretty much the confusion of face Israelites that are of the elect, pretty much they don't get their melanin back.
God. This is Matthew 22 and 10. So those servants went out into the highways and gathered all as many as they found, both bad and good. And the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there was a man which had not a wedding garment. And he said unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
And how about Yahawashi? First of all, he knows who worships him, the truth.
Right. He don't like us. We don't have his power yet. We haven't been blessed with that power of discernment to discern exactly who. Walk in there and see 1,000 people and can spot 2 people or 1 person, but it's thousands of people that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? That's got to go.
Pinpoint on their ass.
He was there. He was only there just to. you know, that nigga was only there just to observe and just trying to get somewhere to fit in and shit. He had no faith. He didn't believe in nothing.
Yeah,
he had no faith. He just wanted to be a part of something.
Thing,
right. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be a part of this army.
Yeah.
You know, but don't believe nothing this army got to say or nothing like that.
Right.
No.
For many are called, but few are chosen.
Right. So only a few are chosen, and that few is of the elect.
Just like the Apostle Gabar's video, the Lord chose both good and bad, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, as far as the tares go, hey, they're meant to be in there to make the good look good, man.
To test it.
Yep, and to test. And then as far as the confusion of faces go, they're in there to basically make the good look good. Because the confusion of faces, hey, if the Lord said there's confusion of faces and the Israelites are going to look like the other nations, there are some men that was called into this truth that don't believe that. And they were just meant to come in, not believe, and be kicked out. Just to cause that division and take out with them all the other non-garment wearing Israelites with them.
I put
you know.
Right. That's what Yakanan went through.
Good.
Anybody? Master Quiet.
Yeah, somebody.
Ecclesiastes 25 and 26, or Sirach 25 and 26. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go.
Right. So the Most High basically did that to us in Hosea. All right. Hosea, the second chapter, which goes with the basic details as he breaks it down and lets you know, hey, I can't fuck with you because you went and you trespassed against me. It wasn't time for Yahawashi to deliver us in that sense.
You know, it was like, it's just like if just like say for instance, we married, right? And we got a wife. And she go out and fuck another dude.
Right.
Behind your back. You gotta go.
Right. You're not
You
gonna
gotta go.
You ain't gonna be like,
As
hey.
simple as that. We went and started worshiping images and other bullshit.
Right.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you can be forgiven one day. Maybe. I don't know.
But we got a brother. We got a brother watching.
Hey,
Part of the
Shalom,
count.
Shalom. Emergency precept, brothers.
Go ahead, brother.
Jeremiah 3:1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again?
Right.
And, you know, that's part of the law. Once you put her away and you give her that bill of divorce, once she becomes another man's wife, you can't go in onto her again because that's an abomination to the Lord. This man has not polluted her with his seed now. Right. You know? And you gave her a bill of divorce. So there's no reconciliation. It's no, making.
But you do have men that ain't gonna believe in that. That's why people don't believe that.
It says, "Shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted?" Just like what I just mentioned, she's now defiled. But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, said the Lord Yahweh. Because we went into, ways of all these other nations worshiping their gods, doing after their abominable customs and all of that.
That's basically falling into their doctrine.
So the Most High punished us and fucked us up real bad, sending us to be a prey unto all these other nations. And now he's pouring his Holy Spirit back onto those of the hopeful elect to preserve our nation. That's the bride that's going to be married to Yahawashi when he returns. Those are the chaste virgins that Yahawashi is coming for. I mean, because they're to be a virgin basically means to be of purity. It doesn't mean to be a virgin physically, because men cannot be virgins. Men do not have hymens. Okay.
15%.
Okay.
So let me get 2 Corinthians real quick, and then let me go into that word chastity real quick, so just to further expound on that point. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 2. For I am jealous over you with a godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Mashiach Yahawashi.
Right. So we've already been, and from the beginning of time, we've already been set aside for Yahawashi. That's what I was thinking about. It said when Yahawashi was praying he was praying for the ones that Yahweh had sent. He prayed for not for the world, but for the ones that Yahweh had sent to him. And that sent forth was apostles. Alright? Which was sent forth, so from the beginning, the Most High has already had his apostles in place. And we are all sent forth. Alright, brother.
Alright, now as soon as this load up, I got the word for chase.
No, it's alright,
You
brother.
know, in the Greek. It says
After that, I get Hosea too.
Strong's G53 Hagnos. It says exciting reverence, venerable, sacred, like how we reverence and have a respect and piety to the Most High Yahweh, by Yahawashi. And it says pure, pure from carnality, chaste, modest. You know, so we pretty much put off the works of the flesh as far as to constantly be focused on pleasing the flesh to being focused on walking after the spirit. You know?
We read that earlier, talking about those that please the flesh, seek to please the flesh will be poor. And that don't just mean the fun.
And I also I mean the spiritual level too. Yeah. It says pure from every fault, immaculate and clean.
Hey, that's all we're trying to do is be faultless as much as we can.
And then, you know, not to mention, with Yahawashi's blood covering the hopeful elect, you know, blessed is he whose trespasses are forgiven, whose sins is not imputed onto him. You know.
Can you give this is Hosea 2:1. It says, say ye unto your brethren, Amami, and to your sisters, Ruhama, flee with your mother. Flee, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Man, say he put you away, man.
La'ar Ramah, you know.
Yeah.
Meaning no, and then Ramah, you know, I forgot what that was in Hebrew, basically. Yeah, La, not a people. Yeah.
It says,
that's pretty much the Most High telling the 10 tribes at that time, like, look, I ain't fucking with you. Y'all can go ahead and get the fuck out my face.
Right. It says, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight and her adulteries from between her breasts. Right. We bringing charges against her.
God damn, her adultery is from between her breasts.
And the titty fucking?
I mean, goddamn.
You get spiritual titty fucking and sucking on them and biting on them, squeezing them and, you know, busting on them. You know, we all seen pornos and shit. You know how it goes down with titties and stuff, so you can use that same analogy to how we did, how the Most High felt towards us, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it says, I am jealous of you.
Right.
You know? I mean, if you ever experience that feeling of jealousy as far as
that shit,
if
you
your
can't even
woman,
see straight.
you know, is out there committing adultery on you, you can imagine what that's like, you know?
You
You
can
get pissed the fuck off.
You can't even really you can't even think about shit else, really. You can't, it's on your mind. You straight, man? Oh, yeah, I'm straight. You got a movie and shit. You know, you looking at a dope ass movie. You just sitting there, it's on and out. This bitch is going, man. I ain't talking to this bitch. She been gone for 2 days and she ain't even called me. Shit, you just like, oh no. Hey man, he go to this dope park. You saw what happened, huh? Oh, yup. You still thinking like, man, I'm gonna have to fucking do something with this bitch, man. I know she fucking enough. I feel it. I taste the shit. It says, the 3rd verse. Least I strip her naked and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst.
Like, you ungrateful ass bitch. I just brought you out of captivity and hardcore bondage in Egypt. I done brought you up to being a prosperous nation and set you in the land that I promised your forefather Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And then you go and do this wicked ass shit towards me.
You did.
So you know what? Fuck you. You can leave with nothing.
God. And the law of divorce said you're supposed to send them away with nothing. Alright? He's supposed to send, and that's what he basically did when he sent us into captivity. Sent us away with nothing. And I will not have mercy upon our children, for they be children of whoredoms. Right, and are we adulterous generation? We are children of whoredoms in this country in our captivity. That's why we have to go through that narrow passage. Alright, to find us, so to speak, to prove ourselves worthy. For their mother hath played the harlot, she that conceived them hath done shamefully. This is a shame for a woman that has a man to go fuck another man. For she said, I will go after my lovers that give me my bread and my water and my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink. Shit.
That sounds like a black woman talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit, I go with this. And then the Most High was like, oh, therefore, behold, I will hedge up the way with thorns and make a wall, that she shall not find her paths. What it says, seek ye out the old paths. Alright, because the old ways are following the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, that was our foundation, and that's how we used to move and having faith with the Lord. Especially right after they was delivered out of Egypt, right? In that great supernatural way. It says, and she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them, and she shall seek them, but shall not find them. Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband, for then was it better with me than now. Damn, I had to go find my first husband, because it was better for me then than it is now.
Ah.
It says, for she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and her oil. See, and I multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. Also, I was like, man, this bitch didn't even know I was the one that made it happen. You took all this and took it to worship somebody, some God don't even exist. Damn it. And I'm the one that gave you this in the first fucking place. You stupid motherfucker. You know? Just like a bitch that trespassed against you, and you was paying all her bills, the bitch was straight. Going trespass against you and shit.
Thought she was getting a fucking upgrade.
Right. Oh, because this nigga, she got that dick that couldn't fit. And she was like, hey, and that nigga dogged the fuck out of her. Now her pussy busted up loose, and you over here looking all bad and shit. Now you ain't got no place to stay and shit. You want to come back to me. You ain't got no money on your car and shit. Or now you want to come, well, shit. Well, you know, I'm sorry. Everybody make mistakes and try to come back all proud and shit, too. Everybody make mistakes.
And won't even fucking apologize.
Right.
She'll try to come back on the slick tip, won't even apologize, you know, just...
She deflect.
How you been?
She'll deflect and justify. Yup. Yeah, how you been? Yup. How you been lately? Yeah, I've been going through it. Shit is crazy.
That sounds familiar.
Yup. Yes, it does. Too familiar. Therefore will I return and take away my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof, and will recover my wool and my flax given to cover her nakedness. I'm taking all my shit back. Give me all of this shit, bitch. I'm gonna leave you stinking. And now will I discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, and none shall deliver her out of mine hand. And everybody's looking at you, getting embarrassed like a motherfucker. All these cats that had something to do with committing fornication and adultery with you, they all like, damn, you just getting, it's like someone seeing somebody out there strip their woman like Miss Parker. When Mr. Parker came home, Miss Parker was in some bullshit. You know, he was throwing her shit all out, do all that shit. He got, get the fuck out of my house, bitch. Out here and fucking threw a brick in down Bernie Mac, the priest, the pastor's back window and shit, and kicked Miss Parker out the house and shit. That's how the Most High feel. Get the fuck out of here. Give me this shit, bitch. I done bought this, that, and the third. Give me all this shit. I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. Most High brought us into all of that in our captivity. Go ahead.
Acts chapter 1 verse 4. And being assembled together with them, commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem, but wait for the promise of the Father, which said, ye have heard of me. For John truly baptized with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Holy Ghost not many days hence. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Well, first of all, they was baptized no longer with water, but with the word itself, by hearing the truth. Not just by dipping in the water and coming up and now you renewed. That was just basically a physical depiction of the cleansing that the word brings. So when you hear the complete word, which is of Yahawashi, which he's written in a multitude of the scriptures, or, you know, that's a cleansing process when you come to believe those things. It cleanses you spiritually. You start to grow in this thing. But like it said right there, read that last part again.
When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Okay. So how can the Most High restore the kingdom of Israel? Right? Because he just set you away. He just got rid of you. You know? He just kicked your ass out. Turned his back on you already. I don't want shit to do with you. Well, hey, man, it's the time for us to get back into power. You know, restore it. You gonna bring us up again, man?
And not only that, all the children of Israel wasn't gathered yet.
Huh.
I mean, that was really only the tribe of the kingdom of Judah asked.
Right.
Yep.
And the kingdom of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi was the last to receive that bill of divorce completely.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, because they was like, hey, you didn't even see what you
Babylon and the Persians and the Greek and Roman Empire, that was just, you know, the final warnings before we just completely got booted out of our land.
Right. Hosea 3 and 4, for the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king and without a prince and without a sacrifice and without an image and without an ephod and without a teraphim.
Right, so we went a long time without, you know, doing our daily ministering of sacrifices and having a prince and a king over us because of being dispersed in all of these different lands, and we forgot, or we forsook our customs being in these other lands.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to go on there. That's it. Okay. You go ahead,
All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman, so shalt thou put away evil from Israel.
Right, we putting away evil, so that's why 2/3 of our people have to die. They committed fornication. They love being in this kingdom. They love taking on. They love being an African American, Me Too movements, and in your feelings challenges and shit. They love that. That's the American dream. That's the American way. Because if you're doing those things, that shows that you completely detached to what's going on in the world. All right. So all of them people have to go ahead and just die off, man, because you committed adultery against Yahawashi and outside. So when he come to get his wife, he find all y'all somebody. Y'all come to get my wives, man. I find all y'all being some hoes and shit. Put a nut all on their face, titties all bruised up, pussy all busted open and shit. Come, you know, they got that bukkake or whatever that shit is. Cum colored bitches. You don't want that shit. You want those ones that kept themselves pure, who kept themselves cleaved on to this word and this truth and sincerity. That's what he's looking for. I don't want no used up bitch.
Yeah, because I remember I had watched a making of a music video maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. And in the music video, the nigga, I forgot who it was, but I think, I'm not mistaken if I can remember right, I think it was, what you call it, what's the big fat nigga name?
Fat Joe?
No, dark skinned, the one that's popular now.
Rick Ross?
The boss. What's his
Oh,
Rick
they was
Ross?
talking about the 666 and all
yeah,
that.
they had them screaming.
About
They had the whole crowd screaming 666. The whole crowd was throwing up the demonic signs and screaming 666. They all was throwing up the devil horns or whatever, the Baphomet sign. And this black girl was in the crowd, and she the only one wasn't throwing up. And she said out of her mouth, "Ain't this not right, y'all? Like, shit, I was talking about my mom that this is evil. This is the
Yeah,
devil.
they
You
had a
know,
whole
and
interview with
she stopped. You know,
yeah,
she,
they had a whole interview
yeah,
with her.
she wasn't with it. You know, like but she was.
Truth Seeker 777.
Yeah,
I think was the
yeah.
name of his page. And
Yeah.
a bald-headed Christian nigga.
Yeah.
It's like all this stuff.
Leviticus 21:7. They shall not take a wife that is a whore or profane, neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, for he is a holy one unto his power.
So you know what? Because there's another scripture that goes. You said that was Leviticus.
And that's the reason why a lot of
Yeah,
you
so
fucking black
Leviticus
bitches ain't gonna
21:5.
fucking make it. Because pretty much you take a woman in this society that's experienced many different sex partners in her lifetime. She has all of these different memories of all of these different men that she's been with. So once you finally get with her, her mind is pretty much fucked up. Her mind is completely gone. You know, she cannot accommodate you as being the man that you are.
You
fucking demons, alright? So, and that's pretty much gonna cause a lot of these black bitches to get destroyed because they're gonna be destroyed in their organs. And spiritually, the sons of Israel is gonna be destroyed for their organs because they don't want to come back to the Most High.
Let me go down. Oh shoot! Okay, I had a little more in the scripture.
I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
No, you go. Deuteronomy 22:23. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto an husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, then they shall bring them both out unto the gate.
Well, actually, you don't need to even, because we ain't gonna go into the rape thing. We just
Right,
woman because we making a comparison that the Lord basically divorced us for a time and put us away. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, the rape doctrine to be for another day.
Actually,
time.
You know what? Rape doctrine, that's meat. That's too.
Yeah.
You can't give baby meat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they have in mind of babies.
So right now we just talking about, you know, the elect of the nation of Israel is actually married on to Yahawashi, you know.
And that's why Yahawashi couldn't come at that time and deliver us at the time that he came, because it wasn't time for that, you know. Like I said, we were written on the palm of his hand, so he had to go through that so far as being crucified for the sake of his wife, man. He's elected. He couldn't save us at that time. He didn't come to restore the kingdom of Israel then, he's coming to do it now.
Also, when Ezra asked if the Most High could bring the multitude of souls within the earth at one time, so that he could bring his judgment sooner. You know, the Most High, you know, pretty much had the angel tell Ezra that, look, it has to be brought about within a time and seasons, and everyone is given, you know, at their portion of time, roughly paraphrasing. You know.
With that,
So I'd like to give all praises, highest honor,
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash.
double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone and all the brothers out there. Preach and move this word in truth and sincerity. We hope you're edified. And until the next time, Shalom.
Shalom, Akim. Shalom, Akim. Yeah, I did realize that